interested in helping. That's what I want to.
Oh my God, this is so
I care. That's the point of difference. And I care because you care. That's the reason. And again, regarding the conversation we've had previously as well, the reason as to why people are going to be inclined to, as I said, support you as opposed to support those that are more credible, have more money, and are more experienced, is because of who you are as a person. That is a delineating factor.
Yeah.
And you need to understand. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm helping. That's why I've made an effort to help. Would I make an effort to help you provided I didn't feel like you were worth making an effort for, and provided I didn't feel like you would be as inclined in my position to do the same? Yeah. No, I wouldn't. 100%. And that's why we're here. So I'm genuinely interested in helping. And you are someone, like, whether you believe it or not, and this is something I hope you're often told, but it's likely you're not, given that I'm still having to reiterate it every time. You are deserving to be helped.
Thanks.
No, I'm telling you now. Don't thank me. It's tribute to the person you are. So thank the way you were raised, or thank all you've been subjected to today, because that has influenced. Those experiences have shaped you as a person, and those experiences are to be celebrated in a way.
Yeah.
Because I said that is the reason as to why you were going. Those experiences are partly the reason as to why you are going to be remembered, and they're going to be of relation to what you are remembered for. I'm telling you right now. You're not going to be remembered for how good you are at spray tanning.
Yeah.
You're going to be remembered for, as I said, the impact that you have had on the lives of others, simply by just making time and proving you care.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. That means a lot.
It's you. It's you. Don't thank me. It's you. And that is also the basis of this business as well. You're doing it because you like your understanding as to how good it can make people feel. It's not spray tanning you're passionate about. It's making others feel good. And that is why you're interested in, as I said, it's providing or having people feel that way in a way that you know how.
Yeah.
That's what you're interested in.
Yeah, it's the whole package. It's the 100%. Whole thing.
100%.
Yeah.
That is simply the most effective means, as far as you are concerned, of making people feel happy, given the skill set you have. That's pretty much what you've done.
Yeah.
But at the origin of your intention, the impact you were trying to make is, as I said, not so much in relation to how good the photos turn out. That's obviously a factor, and that's obviously something that needs to be considered, given that no matter how much they enjoy spending time with you, if the tan's not great, they're not coming back. So they're not really going to have nice things to say. It doesn't mean you're not going to benefit your business. But again, you are understanding that, it is to the best of your knowledge, given the skill set you have, that at the moment is going to be the most viable means of, as far as you're concerned, the most viable means of you influencing the moods of others, the days of others, the lives of others, and having an impact. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And that's the reason you will be successful in that industry, given there are a lot of people that are involved in that industry that don't actually care, and they're not actually interested in having an impact. They're more or less interested in, not actually interested in the way that person is made to feel preceding the service that is provided. They're more or less just interested in the money that is made, or the potential financial benefits from providing that service.
Yeah. But and these milestones that these people are going through are monumental.
100%.
They may only hit it once.
You are helping them celebrate and commemorate something that they value, and by you expressing your understanding as to how, and it's because you have context. So by you expressing your understanding as to how valuable whatever they are in preparation for, or whatever they are being tanned by you for represents to them, they're going to be more inclined to go back to you, because again, you have validated them to a degree, and that's not to say that they need it, but everyone likes to feel supported. Everyone, unfortunately, and this is where, for the sake of marketing, it's viable to sort of go down this road as well, but people value things often attributed to the value of others seeing that. So by you expressing your interest in whatever they are being tanned for, by you making apparent to them that you deem what they are doing as interesting and as valuable to you as well, and as said, expressing more interest than anyone otherwise would in that circumstance, they're going to go back to you, because they feel like, because you understand, or they feel like because you understand how important that is to them, that you are going to be more inclined to give them a good service. So independent as to whether the tan's actually better than anyone else's tan, as I said, by you simply just making apparent that you understand how important that event is to them, that occasion is to them, and what that represents to them, and then giving them context in that sense, they're going to go, all right, she gets it.
That's it, right?
That's exactly, and that is your point of difference. But you, independent as to whether you were doing it for the sake of rendering them more inclined to come back or not, that is who you are. So you were already doing that for someone else's business. You were.
I still am.
Well, that's what I mean, though. You were doing that because that's just who you are.
But that's why he has me there, I think.
Yes, it is. I'm telling you right now, it is.
Yeah.
But you were doing that, so I'm understanding. That's why I'm also as inclined to help. that you were doing that not because you understood the benefit it would have regarding business, not because you understood that that would likely influence their inclination to come back.
Yeah.
You were doing it because you wanted to help them commemorate an occasion that was important to them, because your understanding is the impact that could have on their day, their week, their month.
Yeah.
Because you are genuinely interested in the well-being of others.
Yeah.
There are other people that do that, not because they're genuinely interested in the well-being of others and genuinely interested in helping them commemorate that occasion, more or less because they understand by doing that, it is going to render that person more inclined to come back. But the fact that you were doing that whilst working for someone else, that is why you were going to, it's not an act. That is why this is that is why this business model is going to work, because, no, but that is honestly why this business model is going to work, because it's not an act. You're not behaving in a manner that does come naturally to you, because you were doing that before it was of any benefit to you.
100%.
Yes. I know.
Yes.
Yes, that's literally why I'm here. That's because I
was probably too busy talking.
I'm understanding of that though. Like that's how you made me feel. That is what I noticed. That is what I remembered regarding, again, like the experience I had whilst you were tanning me. But I was also understanding at the time, given the context I have and given obviously the way I think, that, as I said, it didn't actually benefit you doing that. You were doing that because that's you. And that is why, as I said, that is why there's so many people that have the time for you, they do. That is why there's so many people that, again, are going to support your endeavours to the degree they are. And that is why this particular endeavour, this particular, or really, that is why independence to the endeavour that you pursue, independence to what you believe is the most viable means of you making an impact and helping people celebrate occasions they deem of importance, that it's going to work because of the psychological attributes you have and how inclined you were to do whatever you could to make that person feel that way, even when it was of no benefit to you. So the fact that it's going to be a benefit and the fact that you enjoy doing that is the reason as to why this is going to work.
This is a good thing.
Yes.
This is a really good thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I see what you're saying.
I'm here to remind you, yes.
Thank you so much. I was so
you went quiet for a while, so I figured you're a little bit lost. I figured you needed reminding as to why, because the market you are entering is very competitive, and it's very easy to be intimidated by those that are far more established. I feel like, given you went quiet and given you hadn't actually reached out in a little while, that you had lost faith and you weren't of the understanding as to why, or you had forgotten as to why, independence to how saturated the market is, independence to how competitive other businesses in the same industry are, and independence to how much attention they're already being paid, as to why you are deserving of the attention that you are going to be paid, and as to why this is going to work for you.
Yeah. And because I won't reach.
I'm here to fuel the fire. That's what I'm here to do.
So
I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you why this is going to work, given the context I have, and remind you that, as I said, like the traits that you have, the attributes you have, are not common. And to remind you again, like provided you're not often told that, as I said, like it's who you are as a person, and the reason as to why you were interested in doing this, who you are. The reason as to why you're interested in doing this is of relation more so to who you are as a person, and the way you would like people to feel, not so much your interest in the service that's actually being provided.
Correct.
I'm understanding that you just deem that service as the most effective means at present, given the skill set you have of making people feel that way.
Yes.
Because it gives you an opportunity to have a 20-minute, 10-minute conversation with them that allows you to express your interest in what they are interested in, and allows you to make apparent that you are understanding of how important that occasion is to them, and by you, as I said, making apparent your understanding, by you giving them that context, they're going to then rest assured that you are going to take your time and ensure that the job you do is going to again ensure that occasion, that event, that whatever it may be, it's the service that's being provided that is obviously a contributing factor to that occasion, that event, or whatever it may be, is going to be the best service you possibly can provide, given the understanding you have because of the context you've given them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it lights me up in the fact that it matches my whole energy.
100%. 100%.
I found something that matches my energy.
And you're good at it as well. That's a benefit.
Yeah, I like to think I'm alright.
You are. No, you are. If you weren't good at it, no matter how empathetic you are, no matter how much, for the sake of conversation, I can sit here all day and say, look, I really care about your goals, health, fitness wise. I understand as to why you want to lose that weight. I understand as to why it's important for you to look that way. I understand the influence that looking a particular way can have on your confidence. But if I write you a diet that's terrible, and if it doesn't actually work, well then again, you're not going to be as inclined to go back to me. It doesn't matter. Like you're understanding that given the context that you now have because of what I made apparent, you're understanding I understand how important it is for you.
Yeah.
But the service I'm providing, independent as to whether I've invested all I can or not in obviously the recommendations I've made, it's still not adequate to help facilitate, despite my understanding as to how important it is, the changes you are trying to encourage that result in you feeling that way.
Yeah.
So I'm understanding as to how important it is for you to feel that way. And I'm understanding as to how I can help, but I don't have the tools necessary to actually help you get there. But that's it. So as I said, like no one's going to go to the guy that is understanding but doesn't actually have the tools to help.
Yeah.
But and on the flip side, people will go to the guy that has the tools to help but isn't understanding because again they're still being provided with the service they require.
Yeah.
But they are going to be more inclined to go to the person that not only has the tools but can rest assured that again like the tools they are using are best suited, and the tools they are using again they're going to use the best tools they possibly can given the understanding they have as to how important that is to them, and obviously understanding as to how important or how much of a change regarding one's psychological well-being them using the best tools they have access to could potentially result in.
Yeah, not giving someone just one part of the solution.
Literally.
Like,
it's another factor a lot of people don't consider.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So again, like if the service provided is exactly the same, that's all well and good. But it's not so much. It's the efficiency with which you communicate your understanding regarding how important those occasions or what those occasions could potentially represent and what you believe that represents to them.
Yeah.
And obviously, provided that is congruent with what they are thinking at the time, again, they're going to feel like they can relate to you for one. They're going to feel like you do truly understand. They're going to then believe that because you understand, you are going to be more inclined to do whatever you can to ensure that the service you are providing is the best it can be. Or bang, straight away, like they're going to go back to you. They're going to be inclined to recommend you to their friends because they're going to go. The first thing I said when I was asked, like it's who tanned me and who would I recommend to go to, it's Nat. I don't say, because I really like the colour of tan she used. I said it's because she genuinely cares.
Yeah.
That's the fact of the matter. That is the point of difference.
Yeah.
And it's provided, even if you genuinely cared, if you hadn't given me the context I have, if you hadn't made an effort to make apparent that you genuinely cared, well, I wouldn't know. I could assume given the quality service provided, but fact of the matter is, as I said, like I still don't have that point of reference. But because you've actually gone out of your way to make apparent you do in fact care, and I now have an understanding that you do understand because you've gone out of your way to make that apparent.
Yeah.
Well, again, that is what I've remembered. I haven't actually remembered the colour you used comparatively. I haven't actually remembered how smooth the tan was. What I do remember, however, is how interested you were in providing the best service possible, given that you understood how interested I was in having the best service provided possible.
Yeah, that's it. I think, that's the connection.
And that's the connection. And that's what you need to make. You need to dedicate, even if it's 5 minutes before every tan, to express that to someone before you start tanning them.
Yeah.
Then that could be the point of difference as well. How many tan artists are just interested in turning and burning? So like straight away, get in the tent, they start spraying before they even open their mouth. If you take literally 2 minutes to say, hey, I'm going to take my time. I hope you're understanding it. Like I'm going to take my time. One, because I take pride in my work, and two, I understand how important this could potentially be to you.
Yeah.
And so if you take 2 minutes, it takes 2 minutes to do that. And that is gonna change the way that person feels about the tan. It's gonna render them more inclined. Like it's to send everyone to you.
Yeah.
It's literally 2 minutes. It takes no time at all.
I actually do that.
Yes. And if you do that for someone else's business, and it's because you're genuinely interested. So that is why it's going to work, because you're doing it. It's a genuine understanding. You're not doing it with an agenda. You're doing it because you believe that doing so is in the best interest of those that you are providing that service to. And instead, you're providing that service and going out of your way and over-delivering for someone else's business. That is why it's going to work for yours.
Yeah. Now, have you seen it?
Provided, I have looked at the page,
What do you think?
Fantastic.
Do you like it?
It's what you needed to do, yes.
Yeah.
It's what you need to do.
Like we're doing old school California.
Well, the reality situation is that is not your point of difference.
No.
The way.
Do you like
the means by which your point of difference is that care factor. That is your point of difference. So what you need to, as I said, better understand, and you need context to do so, is the most effective means of you communicating that point of difference. Anyone can post photos of before and after tans, and I recommend you do, because it proves you actually know what you're doing. You've got to prove two things. You've got to prove, one, you're good at what you do, so that you are...
Yeah, so this is my other point of difference, is that I travel around the world and do these shows. Like these are top shows, and there's not many
100%.
But I think Yeah, and not many tanners can say that.
But you're not going to be traveling around the world. That's of no relevance. What you've already done, of no relevance. All that's relevant is how efficiently you communicate what you're able to do. Because you're not going to fly across the world now to tan someone. That's not what's going to happen. If someone books you in Brazil, you're not going to fly there. So it's fantastic you've done that. It's the fact that you have been granted that opportunity is a testament to how good you are at what you do. So there's leverage in that. Is that your point of difference now though? No. Your point of difference, you need to, for this to work, you need to not lose sight and not lose track and not fail to consider what your point of difference actually is and what your strengths are. And your strength, anyone can fly overseas. Your strength is not your ability to catch a plane.
It's not the show.
Your strength is how much you actually care when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Your strength is your inclination to go above and beyond when it's not necessary. That is your strength. So as soon as you lose track of that, as soon as you start focusing on the things that you deem other people likely to be impressed by, you're going to invest less time in creating awareness for your strength. Your strength, not everyone else's, your strength. So that's all well and good that you've flown overseas. That's cool. But does that give anyone an insight as to what they can expect when they actually come to tan with you? No.
What is the WB effect?
But it's not even in relation to like shows. By you posting photos of you tanning internationally, again, like it makes it apparent you're good at what you do, yes, but is that effectively communicating your point of difference? By you posting a photo that you've tanned overseas, does that make apparent that you care for your clients more than anyone else does? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So what you need to do is you need testimonials from those you have, and you don't even need to, all you need to do is just ask, as I said, we've had this conversation before, ask someone like yourself, ask someone like Jara.
Would you do it?
100%. Say, hey Jara, would you mind filming a 30-second clip? And would you mind speaking of the reason as to why you are as inclined as you are to let me tan you for occasions you deem important? Ask exactly that question, and they're going to say every time, I only let Nat tan me because, no, straight away they're going to say, I only let Nat tan me. Or if given the choice, Nat is who I request because she understands how important these events are to me. And I genuinely believe, because of that understanding, she is more inclined than anyone else to take her time and do a job that not only she will be proud of, but that I'll be thankful for. Boom. That's it.
Would you do that for me?
Yes, 100% I will.
Okay.
100% I will, because I have the context necessary. But that's what you need to do, because that is effectively communicating your point of difference. There are how many other tanning companies have posted photos of them tanning overseas? Almost all of them.
Yeah.
How many other tanning companies have asked for video testimonials? Because they can't. They have no grounds to. So if I were to be asked from someone else that's tanned me, hey, can you do a 20-minute video and can you talk about, can you do a 30-second video? Can you talk about your experience? What am I going to talk about? That I felt that I was rushed? That I felt like you didn't care? They can't post content of similar orientation because that is not their point of difference. Their point of difference is simply they have more money and there are more people aware of their service because they run it efficiently as a business.
Yeah.
But again, you need to play to your strengths. You don't have the money they have. You don't have the awareness they have. What you have, though, is care factor. That is your point of difference. So you need to do whatever you can, as often as you can, to create awareness for that point of difference, to delineate your business from everyone else's.
Yeah.
Because even if it costs more, for the sake of conversation, if you were having a wedding and you wanted to look your very best that day, are you going to go to the person that is obviously running the most successful business? Are you going to go to the person that has video testimonials from their clients talking about how much they felt like she cared and how much they felt like she understood how important that occasion was to them?
Yeah.
You're going to go to her.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then I need to get video testimonials.
Yes.
And what about just
everything? You need everything until you've actually started posting content of similar orientation. Until you posted written testimonials, video testimonials, you don't know what your audience will deem as more interesting.
Yeah.
So you need both. You want to go as wide spectrum as you can. You create as much content as you can regarding that point of difference in as many different forms as you can, and you collect feedback.
Okay.
Literally ask your audience which form do you deem as most interesting? Which form did you pay the most? Then you don't know. You're making a projection without context. Makes no difference. So we can speculate all we want, but speculating is no different without context to actually doing nothing. So what you do it. You get video testimonials, you get written testimonials, you post them, you see what your audience respond to, and then whatever they respond to, you double down on that and you do more of that.
Okay.
And eventually, once you become busy enough, if you're posting a video testimonial every single day, who else is doing that? I don't know anyone doing it on that scale.
Brilliant.
Yes, but I don't know anyone else doing that, and you're the only person, as far as I'm concerned, that can. Because if I've been tanned by a fair few people. If anyone would ask me, hey, would you mind doing a testimonial? I would straight up say, what do you want me to actually talk? For me to do that, I would have to lie because I felt like I was just a number. I felt like you just wanted my money. Full stop. But I know for a fact, no one has felt that way when you've tanned them. And that is why they're going to be inclined to give you that content. They're going to be inclined to create that content for you. And that is going to effectively communicate your point of difference, because it's not you talking about your point of difference, it's others recognizing that that is your point of difference. And people value things often attributed to the value others see in things.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, especially this industry.
Yes.
Well, it's in anything.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like that group of people over there, that tribe, they really like that.
Yes.
Why do they like that?
100%.
There's
100%.
a reason.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Okay.
But you cannot lose sight, independent to what everyone else is doing, independent to what has worked for other people. You losing sight of what your point of difference is, you forgetting what your point of difference is, and you playing to the strengths of others. So as I said, you do not have as much experience overseas as other people do. So if you think that's going to delineate your business and that is going to render people more inclined to go to you than anyone else, it's not going to work like that, because there are far more people that have travelled more. There are far more people that have done more tanning overseas than you.
Yeah.
That is not going to result in the outcome you expect it to.
Okay. Because I've got my point of difference is that, you know, that I care, and that's how that I make.
You don't need more than one point of difference. You just need a point of difference that you are
it's funny
understanding
you should say this,
that you are able to efficiently communicate to an audience.
So, because today,
That's it.
I was doing a photo. I'm about to go and do a photo shoot tan for. Her name's B.
Yeah,
I don't know
nice.
if you know her. She's competed before.
Probably.
But she was too tired and she was a bit stressed out and anxious, and she didn't want to drive to Tubing.
So you're driving to her. Exactly.
Yeah.
So while you're there, ask her. Say, hey B, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm trying to create a little more awareness for my business. I'm going to try and go down an avenue that I haven't today. Would you mind just filming a 30-second video as to why you have trusted me with this responsibility, and as to why you believe that, you don't even have to necessarily give a point. It's just go, hey B, would you say, hey B, would you mind filming a 30-second video, a bit of a testimony, if you will, and would you mind just giving some reasons as to why you actually reached out to me as opposed to any other artist that could potentially do the same thing, and would you mind just again making apparent as to what you believe my point of difference is?
Yeah.
If there is one I have, you believe I have.
Yeah.
That is assuming there is a point of difference you believe I have. And she's 100% going to say, she's going to make reference to you going out of your way to see her.
Yeah.
Straight away. And that's what you need. So
Okay.
every single client from now on, you take 2 minutes to every single client from now on, 2 minutes before they're 10, you make apparent why, or you make apparent as to how understanding you are regarding the importance of that tan to them. And then afterwards you ask for 30 seconds and say, hey, would you mind filming a 30-second video and just elaborating upon the reason as to why you ask me to tan you every time, and what you believe the point of difference regarding my tans to be.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. Literally takes 30 seconds.
So then, do you
Every single client.
Okay. So then do you see the page being like a video and then like another post, like a tanning tip, and then another video, and just
whatever results in the most awareness for that you're trying to create awareness regarding, which at the moment is your point of difference. So whatever results in the most, you're doing it so you can help more people, correct?
Yes.
You're interested in telling as many people as you can, correct?
Yes.
Then every post
I want this to be my
there's no point making a post.
income.
First you need to identify the audience you're trying to ascertain the attention of, step one. Step two is posting with the intent to gain a better understanding as to what that audience is more inclined to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So what you do is you post, as I said, as wide spectrum as you can, and you go from there. You take into consideration the engagement that results in, and you double down on that. So video might not be it. You may end up just posting written testimonials as often as you can, or your page might be nothing but video testimonials. It doesn't actually matter. Like we can talk about it all day at the moment. Like we can speculate, but you won't know until you actually have a better understanding as to, again, what your audience actually want to see. But once you identify what that audience, the audience you have targeted, the audience you have identified as potentially interested in your services, want to see, that's what you post.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what your audience is interested in seeing and what renders them more inclined to go to you as opposed to anyone else. That's it, that's literally it.
Yeah, that's so brilliant.
Yes, that's it.
This is so great. It excites me because
I'm glad, because I'm excited as well.
I know, this is so good.
It's fun.
So good. And
But
thank
I
you
figured,
so much.
I'm here to help. I'm genuinely interested in helping.
Like you're,
yeah, let's do it. I'll airdrop. I can film one tonight. And I can airdrop it to you tonight.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Thank you so much, because I have this vision, like, and I won't let it go. But I feel like this is going to go far.
It will.
And Tamara, Tamara.
Which one? Yeah, she's
You just
lovely.
text me then.
She's lovely.
So I've tanned her a few times, but I'm going to tan her for a photo shoot.
I can film one right now. It'll take 30 seconds. And all I'm talking, like, and this can be used as a point of reference for those that are also
then Sid will watch it,
he can watch it and go, okay, so
yeah,
that's what she wants. So this is how it's going to start basically.
All right.
So
okay.
See, do you want me to? Well, see, it doesn't actually matter what you want, does it? Because it's obviously the client that I don't feel like you're going to be comfortable asking them to, or I feel like you're going to be more comfortable showing them something as opposed to saying, hey. So you go, hey, would you mind just this is something Chris did for me. You don't have to do something the same, but would you mind doing something similar if that's okay with you? But that's how we can do it.
I can post this.
You can post this, yeah. So do you want me to reference your actual business? Or do you want me to just say Nat? What do you want me to say?
Because I might have to change the name because I can use it on Instagram, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to use it as a business name.
I understand.
But I like it. But yeah, I would say you can say Nat at the moment.
Okay, easy. Let me think. But it doesn't have to be like none of them are actually going to have to sit and consider anything, and they're not going to have to say plan to say anything in a tactic manner, and they're not going to have to. Anything that's said in a tactic manner is typically by someone that has an agenda. But all they have to do is be honest, and it should be because they're just being honest. It should come pretty naturally to them.
Yeah.
It should come pretty naturally to them. Like it's as simple as saying, "Hey, this is my name. I've had the pleasure of being tanned by Nat 3 or 4 times, and the reason as to why I request Nat every opportunity I need a tan is because I genuinely feel like she cares more than anyone else I have been tanned by today, and she goes above and beyond to make apparent that she understands how important those occasions could potentially be, and she makes apparent that she is understanding how important that occasion is to me, and for that reason, again, I haven't met anyone that's been as extensive as she has, and that's literally it.
Did you feel that?
I'm about to.
That was so good. That was good.
And you can cut and crop this and play with it if you want.
Oh, no.
So, my name is Chris William. I've had the pleasure of being tanned by Nat several times now. And the reason as to why I request Nat when I have the opportunity, the reason as to why I recommend Nat when I have the opportunity to, is because each and every instance I've been tanned by Nat, I've felt like she understands as to how important that particular occasion is to me. For me, she's tanned me for my shows, every single one, and each and every opportunity that Nat has had, she's made apparent that she's interested in helping me celebrate the day, commemorate the day. She's made apparent that she understands how important it is to me, and that is why she's inclined to take the time she does, and that is why she's inclined to, again, go above and beyond to the extent she does as well. And that is why I am, again, as thankful as I am for Nat, and that is why I'm happy to recommend that to anyone that has an occasion that they deem worth celebrating and isn't willing to leave it in the hands of someone that's potentially just interested in making money, or potentially has an agenda that isn't of relation to your best interests. Well,
so good.
And that's all you need.
Chris, thank you so much.
No, you're good. That's how we start this.
This is how we started.
Put your airdrop on right now.
This is going to cause the biggest momentum.
Put your airdrop on now, and that is the point of reference.
Oh my god, this is so good.
But that's all it takes, and that I've never seen anyone else post like that.
I haven't either. This is brilliant.
And but no one is in a position to ask someone else to post like that because they haven't got clients that have been made to feel that way.
Thanks.
There you go.
So can I
go to town?
Can I post that?
You'll have to crop the start of it because I actually said at the start. Like, you'll have to cut that bit out.
Okay.
But there. My name is Chris William. I've had the pleasure of being tanned by Nat.
Yeah, I'll start there.
Yeah, literally. Boom. Easy.
I'll do it when I get home.
Game time, Nat.
This is the best. This is game. And anything you need. Actually, I'm going to
just prove me right. You got to now. What I need from you now, what I want from you now, you go tan this girl and you ask her to create a small video for you. That's all. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
I will. And then I've got Sid tomorrow.
Sid will do the same. Sid will do the same.
I love Sid.